We have the protein diversification think tank where we bring together a group of experts to drive protein diversification to a next level. And in a collaborative manner, we exchange expertise about the sector. And also we look into which are the barriers and the opportunities and to be able to solve the problems of the food system.
The EIT Food Protein Diversification Think Tank leverages the ecosystem of EIT with more than 250 members in order to enable structured dialogue, identify knowledge gaps, identify barriers to innovation, and seeking possible solutions to overcome those barriers, and communicating that in an evidence-based way to both policymakers and other decision makers in Europe.
I think the protein diversification think tank has a very important role when we really generate the impact, especially in Europe, but globally, really finding solutions to the challenges of the sustainable food system, and protein is really a key element, and we really need to find alternative options there.
I see it as an activity, as a joint activity, the European level joint activity that brings experts from different partners and field of the food value chain together, thinking about that what is actually the future of different protein.
We're a collaborative body, so we have researchers, we have industry, and then we have NGOs like the Good Food Institute.
Cross-sectoral and inter- and transdisciplinary platform where people from different backgrounds, from the academic side and also from the different sectors outside from academia, come together, co-generate the knowledge that we're in need of when it comes to protein diversification.
Collaboration is key. We cannot go to a next level if the key players of the sector are not working together to deliver that.
GFI joined this think tank because we really believe in collaboration. I think going forward and looking at the food system of the future, it needs to be a collaborative one. And that starts with different actors, like the actors of think tank coming together. And we need these platforms to facilitate dialogue, also with stakeholders with different opinion about what the vision is for the future, and to really bridge that gap. So I think platforms like this are absolutely essential in forging the way ahead to a more diversified protein source.
What makes this initiative stand out is the food systems thinking approach that we have, and also the fact that we can mobilize a multitude of actors from all across the value chain and from all across Europe, and also of any type. I would mean academia, startups, R&D and business managers, legal and policy experts.
We all know that we need a lot of more food, and then we of course need new sources. And of course it's very important to engage consumers, authorities and do it all together.
Well, for me it's a natural extension of the scope of EIT Food. And the EIT Food was thought to be the meeting round table for the food sector, including all actors. And I think the think tank can play a very good role by expertise and by its third-party characteristics. So it should be trustful, capable and with a lot of outreach.
Actually, we should add a word that is think and do tank, because we actually also want to act.
We really want to build the deepest understanding of the stakes and the solution we can collectively grow and scale.
That we as researchers and companies in the European space working with alternative proteins have sort of a contact into policymakers like at the European level, and that we have a sort of a single voice getting into that decision making.
They are trying to contribute to accelerate the acceptance and and facilitate the policy and also the regulation aspects so that these products can be implemented into the market in a faster way.
What is actually happening in this protein diversification field, and the protein diversification is of course is not meaning only the proteins, it's also the other things what we need to actually make this new food which is more sustainable that we are having right now.
In terms of protein, we have a big sustainability gap there. Think tank, it's not excluding other proteins, but it's accelerating and facilitating and improving the diversification. And that means for me we need other sources of proteins. You can call it alternative or not. For me, they are not alternative anymore. There are a lot of protein sources like plant-based which are not alternative, but they are just not meat-like. And this is what we need much more.
The vision of the think tank is that by 2050, European consumers will have access to a diet that involves diversified protein sources that are both affordable, tasty, nutritious and sustainable.
So I think that the vision really is that 2050 we are self-sufficient in Europe in protein, and that is sustainable, that we really have the portfolio of sustainable protein sources that are part of the sustainable food system.